this is Chandni Singh and welcome back to my channel, and today it's review time. So I'm going to review a very expensive product, and I know there are not too many people who own this product. However, there's a lot of curiosity in the market. I do keep getting a lot of DMs from a lot of people on my Instagram asking me, what do you think about the Pat McGrath Labs eyeshadow palettes that are like really pigmented when you see their Instagram videos and all their posts on Instagram. Pat McGrath has been one of the most influential makeup artists of the world, as said by the Vogue US. She's a British makeup artist, and now she has an entire line of her own makeup products which are really good and expensive. Today I'm going to talk about the Pat McGrath palette. The one I have got is the Mothership Bronze Seduction, and this was not one of her first launches. I think this is almost her fourth or her fifth palette, and I thought that these colors kind of worked well for Indian complexions, so I got myself the same one, and I paid $125 US. I asked somebody from the US to get this for me, and $125 is close to 9,000 Indian rupees, which for an eyeshadow palette is pretty steep, as we're also used to anything between $40 to $65 of palettes by makeup brands like Anastasia Beverly Hills or Urban Decay or Huda. So I owned this palette for almost 2 months and I've been dying to review it, but I have managed to keep the packaging intact. I managed to tear it off a little bit, but this is what the packaging looks like, and it's very rich with a gorgeous face right here, and of course her logo, and the box is held together with this thread which kind of keeps the packaging together. However, today after the review I'm going to throw it away, and the moment you take this out you get a card which has all the eyeshadow names on it. So this palette, which is priced at $125 or 9,000 Indian rupees, has 10 shades in it, and I'm just going to show you what the palette looks like. So this is what the palette looks like. Beautiful glossy black packaging with 4 small logos which read PM, which are her initials, and it also says L. It also has a crown and the shape of an eye, and the back is all beautiful gold, very classy, very sophisticated. Right? And even at the back of the palette it says Pat McGrath Labs and Mothership. Use without caution, shade throwing and eye ecstasy may result with prolonged use. And it says that the shelf life of this product is 18 months. And now I'm going to show you what the palette looks like from inside. So this is what it looks like, 10 beautiful shades. As I mentioned, I got this palette because I thought that, you know, it had a gold and it had an orange, and I could even make out in the swatches that beautiful green and everything, so I thought, let me order this than the others. I also particularly found that the other palettes had a lot of cool tone colors, and I feel more of warm tone eyeshadows look much better on Indian complexion. So what I'm going to do is I am going to swatch these colors for you, and I'm going to show you how they look like. I have used this about 3 times so far, and I'm going to give you my honest opinion whether this is worth your money or not. So I'm actually gonna do the top row first, and then I'm gonna swatch the lower eyeshadows as well. If you see the size of the pan, it's not the regular pan size. A regular pan size is half its size, which is usually a 26 mm. I think, I'm not sure of the pan size, but it's definitely bigger than the regular eyeshadows that you see. And right now I'm gonna start with swatching the first row of colors for you. So what I'm doing is I am applying eyeshadow primer all over my arm so that you can see the result on top of a primer. Also, what I'm going to do is I'm going to swatch the colors once by my fingers, and the second time I'm gonna swatch it with a brush. So that is one coat, and I have used this color primarily as the brow bone highlight, and I've also used this color as an inner corner highlight. I've also used it on the lid for one of my fair complexion clients, because this is not a color that will look very flattering on somebody who is extremely dark. So obviously the swatch with my finger is a lot stronger and the one with my brush is a lot lesser. What I'm also going to do is I am just going to dampen my brush, and I'm gonna apply a third coat of it to show you what it looks like. So this color, ideally I would call it champagne, but it does have a slight pink undertone, and primarily gold reflects through a lot more. The pink is just very slight. Second color is a matte brown. It is a cool tone color, and of course it has a little grey and a little purple undertone to it as well. I just swatched this with my finger, and now I'm gonna just swatch the same thing with a brush. So with my brush, it kind of has been a little difficult to come onto my arm. However, this is more of a transition color for my crease, and when I kind of take my fluffy brush and I kind of take it over the crease, it just gives me the right amount of color. I've also applied it all over the lid. I had to do a base under this color to make that brown pop out a lot more. The third color is one of my favorite colors in the palette. This is the most foiled color in this entire palette, and it's a copper, and it has gold sparkle, little glitter in it also. Swiping the same color with my brush. This comes on a lot better on the skin when I have topped it on a cream, on a gel or a pencil base. However, I've used it by itself also, and it's super pretty. The fourth color in the palette, a beautiful peach. It is not as foiled as the bronze color that I've used. However, it's peachy pink, and it has holographic shine in it, very tiny small glittery particles. It also reflects a little bit of lilac, slightly green, slightly pink, and gold of course. Swiping the same color with a brush as well. So if you see, I have kind of struggled to get the colors on with my brush. I won't deny that I personally feel that most of her colors worked better as toppers than directly on the lid. However, I think these two colors out there are absolutely gorgeous. It's so beautiful. So I've applied this on top of a brown pencil, and it looked stunning. And even this one, I had done a cranberry pink eyeshadow that I had not done. One of my artists had used it, and on top of cranberry pink, it gave a beautiful peachy pink reflect. It was stunning. The next color, which in the palette looks very pale green, so even this is more like a topper. So if you would use like a green eyeshadow, which is like a shimmer or even a matte, and then if you would top this color right on top of it, it will look absolutely stunning. This is what it looks. This color also has a slight blue and a violet reflect in it. Starting with the second row now, one of the darkest colors. They've not given us a black, but it's like a really deep purple, and it is definitely a lot more pigmented than the brown I had swatched earlier. And please note this, I've done it with my finger. I'm now going to swatch the same color with my brush. So I'm just going to pat it also. So if you see, the patting movement definitely picks up the color a lot well. I feel the palette just needs a little bit of technique when you're using it. You'll have to see that which color would work better with a swipe or pat or a dab, and even your brush would really matter. Moving on to the next color. Not particularly fond of this color. It's an extreme cool tone. It's like a grey brown eyeshadow with slight gold sparkle in it, very tiny. Swiping it with a brush. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to pat it more than I swipe it, and if you see, the moment I pat it, the color comes out a lot more better, right? It would be great on top of a black lid, you know, and it would give that little sparkle all over. But not particularly fond of this shade. The next color in the palette is another matte color. Definitely a lot more pigmented. It has a red undertone to it. Quite nice for all over the lid as well. When I touch the color also, it is quite buttery. The eyeshadow feels a lot more buttery. Now I'm going to swatch my second most favorite color in this palette. Oh my god, just look at that. Burnt orange. So it has a light and a dark orange reflect, little peachy sparkle also. It is absolutely beautiful. In fact, I used this color primarily on one of my brides recently, and the color also goes on like a dream. Look at that, how beautiful. Even when I touch the color with my fingers, it's very buttery. Another beautiful color in the palette. However, not to be used by itself, but as a topper on any of your gold, on any of your brown. You could even do like a gel brown or black gel lid. You could also use this on top of a gold eyeshadow and pack it on with it. It has a very slight greenish, but the greenish is very mild, and it mostly has gold sparkle. Swiping it with a brush right here, just patting it so that you can see the true color. Just look at that, so beautiful. So now that I'm done swatching, I just want to show you how I love her sheer colors as toppers. So say if you have a lid which is all brown in color, I'm going to apply this color right here on top of it. And if you see that the moment, you remember I was saying that this color has a slight green reflect to it, and do you realize that the moment I top it on top of that matte brown eyeshadow, it has a very gorgeous strong green reflect to it, more than gold. So the color totally changes the moment I'm applying it on a darker color. Also, like this burnt orange, I want you to see how it kind of looks when I apply it on that brown base, right? I still prefer this color as it is. However, this is just to tell you that how you can mix and match and play around with this palette beautifully. I'm also going to use this color, which is like a peachy pink with gold reflect, and I'm just going to apply it right on top of this to show you what it actually looks like when you apply it on top of a darker color. Right, so it definitely still has a peachy reflect to it, peachy pink, very, very pale, right? Beautiful, soft shimmer. If you're somebody who's not a fan of chunky glitter, you know, this just kind of adds the beautiful shimmer on the lid. It looks very, very classy and very sophisticated. And I'm taking the green color in the top row and I'm just going to pat it right on top of this to show you what it looks like when you top it. Oh my god, do you see that? So now that kind of looks like a mint sea green. It has all colors in it, looks so beautiful. So a good look at the palette one more time before I give you my personal opinion on this. So who would I recommend this palette to? I'm definitely not going to recommend it to a beginner because I feel that for the same price you can perhaps own two really good quality palettes and maybe a tiny small palette of a brand as well, like a Huda small Gem Obsession or something is $27. I also feel that the eyeshadows, I mean, it is for somebody who has vision, you know, where you can, like, if you really see, the toppers kind of change color also depending on what you apply it on. If you would apply it on a black base, it will look different. If you apply it on a brown base, it's going to look different. So definitely very interesting. If you're somebody who likes to, you know, flaunt that fact that your eye game is very, very strong and nobody uses the colors like you do, definitely worth an investment, you know. But at the same time, am I going to buy another palette of hers? Nope, because in fact I picked up this palette mostly because this had the maximum colors I could use for Indian complexion, because my clientele is all Indian women and Indian brides and Indian students. So yes, a very interesting take. I'm going to shoot a few eye looks with this. I did shoot a bride with beautiful eye makeup on her. I'm going to try and put that image on this video also, right? But for 9,000 rupees, definitely steep. And yes, you need to know how to work with these colors because you need to pat it. Of course, you need to have the right brush. I feel if you're trying to use a synthetic brush which is not of a great quality, you know, it might not even pick up the color really well and you just might be a little disheartened that it's not really working. And for me, I am not going to use a lot of those matte colors. I'm going to use the purple and the brown more than the purple, because I prefer using more of warm tone brown because I feel it just pops out the Indian eyes a lot better. So if I had to mark this product on 10, I'm gonna give it a 7.5. I definitely wish it had more warm tones. However, you have to remember that these palettes are made abroad where they are keeping their fair complexion in mind and cool tones look beautiful on them, right? So I'm gonna mark it 7. Did I say 7.5? I think I said 7.5. So 7.5 on 10. Beautiful. Also love the packaging, and it's not like one of those, you know, like a light palette. Like I feel packaging wise Urban Decay does really great quality packaging. Like this is my Urban Decay Heat palette, but if I kind of pick both of them up, this is definitely a lot more solid. And yes, if you look at the number of colors Urban Decay gives you, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. These are 12 colors right here, and you've got 10 colors, but with a bigger pant size. So definitely I would, you know, recommend it to somebody who's a pro, who knows how to work with colors and everything. So I hope you like this review of mine, and I know this, I have no idea how many people are going to watch this video. However, I thought because there was very limited information on her products, I thought that this review was a must do. So do let me know in the comments what do you feel about it. I'm going to leave a link to her website. You can have a look at her products. Very luxurious looking products, and I've also tried one of her lipsticks. Absolutely gorgeous. So do let me in the comments what do you think about it. Have you subscribed to my channel yet? If not, do press the bell icon so that you get a notification every time I upload one. Take care everyone.